What's up guys? So overwhelming response on how to do that switch bypass, and because I love you guys, here's a video dedicated for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, do like, subscribe, and share. You will help keep this channel alive. This is all I do nowadays, so thank you for that. Let's get into it. Alright, so before we begin, I just have to make a disclaimer that I'm not a mechanic and I'm just showing you what I did to my FJ for the switch bypass on the transfer case. If you choose to do this, you will be doing it at your own risk. I will not be responsible for any issues that follow or for any warranties that will be voided because of it. Okay, so let's get started. The reason I did this is because the sensors for my transfer case failed. This meant that I couldn't get my rear differential lock or A-Trac to activate. So these sensors screw into the transfer case in two positions and they look like this. So when functioning correctly, the ball gets pushed back and it effectively closes the circuit. So like a switch. Now the reason these switches fail is because gear oil can get into these switches and cause contaminated contact. The way to fix this properly is to go under there and unscrew these switches and screw new ones back on. However, it's not easy to get those switches off. And even if you do replace them, I've read that they do fail eventually. So I just chose the path of cutting out those wires and rewiring them to switches that I can control on the dash. Now we move on to what wires on what switches you clip. So the FJ Cruiser comes in two models, automatic transmission and manual transmission. My FJ Cruiser is the manual transmission, so for all of you that have a manual FJ, you're in luck. But don't fret, because the transfer cases for both the automatic and for the manual look pretty much exactly the same. See how similar it is? It's so similar. Here's the critical information about this mod. So don't skip ahead. Actually, this whole video is important, so don't go anywhere. Watch till the end. This is important stuff. The transfer case for the manual transmission has two sensors and 4 gearbox shift positions: high, high lock, neutral, and low lock. The first sensor activates when you shift from high to high lock, causing your center differential to lock. Side note, all manual transmission FJs run all-wheel drive when you're in high. And when you put it into high lock, it locks the center differential so that you get closer to four-wheel drive. Not exactly four-wheel drive, but pretty much what we call nowadays four-wheel drive. So let's just say it's four-wheel drive. The second sensor activates when you shift into low lock, telling your computer that you are now in low gearing under four-wheel drive. With this sensor activated, you can now lock your rear differential and activate your A-Trac. The transfer case for the automatic transmission has 3 sensors and 4 gearbox shifter positions: high 2, high 4, neutral, and low 4. So unlike the manual transmission that runs all-wheel drive pretty much all the time, the automatic transmission runs two-wheel drive until you put it into H4, which is high four-wheel drive. So only then will you get four-wheel drive. Otherwise, if you have it in H2, it's running two-wheel drive, saving you more gas. But yeah, saving you more gas. So the first sensor activates when you shift from H2 to H4, putting you into four-wheel drive. The second sensor activates when you shift from H4 to N, and apparently it only just activates the light on your dash telling you that you are in neutral. I mean, don't take it from me, I don't own an automatic. I just scoured the internet and I read it from what seems to be a really credible source. So you can trust that, right? Yeah, come on automatics, back me up. Is this what it does? Anyways, the last sensor activates when you shift into L4, which tells your computer you are now in low range four-wheel drive. And again, like the manual transmission, this will now allow you to activate your rear differential lock as well as A-Trac. So that's it. That's how your transfer case works with these switches in sequence when you shift that gearbox lever. If any of these switches are malfunctioning, then you will not get the functionality as previously mentioned. And again, to do this the right way, you just go underneath a car and swap out those faulty switches. But as I mentioned earlier, since they're not that reliable even after switching, what I did was I went underneath and I clipped the wires, fed them through up to my dash, connected them to switches, and now I can control it myself. So now that you are an expert at how these switches work on your transfer case, we're gonna move to the FJ and I'm gonna show you how it's done. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna have to go to your center console on the inside of your car, and you're gonna have to remove all your stuff that you've packed in here because you need to take this thing apart. Okay, so once you get this whole thing cleared out, you're gonna start by removing your shift knobs, and they just twist right off. After you get these knobs off, then you're gonna go over here and you're gonna remove this piece. It pops off pretty easily. All you have to do is just take it over here and just pull back this way, and then pull up, and it will pop it up right here. That, and you just pull it off. The next piece that goes is this area over here. So you just wrap your hand in here and just give a little tug. And that frees it up like this, and just kind of pull. And this includes your shift boot and everything. So take the shifter off, and then you can remove all this, and you can set that aside. The next thing to remove is this plastic border that includes this, this storage container here. There are 4 points where this outer border is mounted. One here, and 2 in there. So just use a 10 mil socket, and that should take care of that. And so once you get that all undone, you just take your hand here, pull it out, and it frees it up. So you just gotta then figure out how to get this out from in between the seats, and then we're gonna work in there. Once you get the border removed, it's just sitting back there, you can access these boots and just take the insulating piece out here. Put that there for now. And you take your socket, I believe that's a 10. Yep, that's a 10. So take your 10, release these 2 bolts, and I don't know if you guys have bolts in the front here. I believe they're pop clips, but mine are kind of broken. So I just have these 2 to release, and then you can lift this whole thing out and expose the transfer case below. These are the 2 pieces in the front there, just 2 little pop clips. So after you get all those 4 points loosened up, then you can pull off this boot. Come on, one-handed power. Set that on the side. And there you go. This is your transfer case. So if you made it this far, congratulations. You have now accessed your transfer case from inside your vehicle. Now if you remember those diagrams from earlier, the manual transmission has 1 switch on this side and 1 switch on this side. You could see that I've already done my splicing, and I have 1 set of wires spliced on this side and another set of wires spliced on the other side, and go behind this instrument cluster here to the left hand side where I have them on these little safety switches. So now that we have this opened up inside the car, I'm going to take you underneath to show you where those wires are. This is going to be tight. Oh, ow! Should have had these on ramps. Oh, okay. Oh, it's so dusty. Oh, smells like. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hello again in the most flattering angle. Behind me here is the transfer case. So I'm going to show you. This is the passenger side switch, and it is the switch that brings you into 4-wheel drive, I believe. So this would be the center diff lock switch. This is the transfer case unit, and I can't zoom out far enough to show you, but you see the drive shaft over here going to the back. Forward of the car is that way. So if you reach in here, a little space, you can see that there is a switch here. And you can feel it, it's nice and round. It's like the switch in the diagram. I clipped these 2 wires on the passenger side, and what I did is I just pulled it down here, and I spliced the wires here while I was underneath the car, giving it some length before I fit it through. If you could see this tiny little gap, okay, see that hole where my finger is pointing? That is where it feeds into the cabin of the car, so the inside of the car. So that will take care of one of your switches. Again, this is the passenger side. Now let's go to the driver's side. So now we are on the driver's side looking up into the transfer case. And let me see if I can show you where the switch is. You don't get a good view of where the switch is without reaching your hand into the transfer case and actually feeling for it. But again, there it is in focus. I just can barely get a glimpse of it underneath with the camera. But as you can see there, I've clipped the wires and I did the same thing. Clipped it right at the switch, pulled it down underneath the car, spliced the wires underneath the car, and then you can see the daylight in the top over there. I just fed it through the hole and into the cabin. Again, I'm sorry I cannot give you a better view of where this is, but that's where the switch is. And let me see if I could just zoom out so you get a better idea of how to access it or where to access it. I'm gonna zoom out now. And that's where it is. Okay, so here's your transfer case. You just gotta go right up in there. So you could just stick your hand in there and you could feel for it, okay? Let me zoom in. There you go. So that's how you do the wiring underneath the car for the manual transmission. For the automatic transmission, it's pretty much the same. There are just 3 switches. 3 switches, 3 switches. So if you are going to do that, just follow the diagrams to where the switches are. Okay, so again, here is what it looks like in the cabin. I have the wires spliced and threaded through up into the cabin. I use this hole over here for the one on the passenger side. Same thing for the switch on the driver's side. And these are the wires connected through the back and out to the side over here. To open this panel, it's pretty easy. They just sit on 3 pop clips and you just pull up this way. So I already have it pre-loosened, but you just go up in a diagonal and you will release these pink pop clips. So that's how I have it wired in the back in these switches. That's how that works. So the reason I got those safety switches and I have them hidden away on the left side is because I don't want those switches to get hit accidentally while I'm driving. Because if you get these switches activated when you're going at high speeds, it could result in severe injury, death, it could break your car. You don't want any of that. Again, this is just a video showing you what I did to my FJ Cruiser and the transfer case. This is not meant as a guide for you to do this on your own. If you do choose to do this, you will be assuming all the liability and the risks involved in this modification. Sorry, I just have to say that. But anyways, that's it. Nice and simple. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. 85% of the people that watch this channel have not subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out massively. So thank you in advance. Anyways, there's a lot more exciting stuff on the way, so sit tight. I'll see you guys next week.